My Primera P10 is going to Norway in less than a month, so I gotta make sure that it's in good shape and ready for the trip. Last time we installed this new radiator and new water pump right there and changed the coolant here. So how will I improve my car even further to make sure it lasts and can push through the Norwegian mountains? Well, I get an idea. When the car is climbing to the high mountains, there's less air in there compared to where I live at sea level, basically. So, what does the car need? Air. A lot of air. And I've heard this stock air pipe here is really restrictive. And well, it's just this I don't know, 1.5 inch pipe to the back of the headlight here. So what I have in mind is this intake pipe. This is what we here locally call a squirrel vacuum. I have built this up from as cheap parts as possible. This is a 3-inch aluminium pipe from Poland. This is a free flow intake filter with a 3-inch port here, and it was the cheapest one I found. I don't know if it's gonna filter anything. Next up, a Turbo Works 3-inch 90-degree elbow here. The car's original throttle body is 2.75 inch, so I fitted this original intake adapter to the 3-inch elbow here, so this now can fit to the original throttle body. Then I have some hose clips, cable ties, and some vacuum plugs. These are just rubber plugs that go to the vacuum lines. And at the end of the video there's gonna be comparison to the sound, so stick around for that. And there's gonna be only sound difference because I'm sure the new intake is gonna do just that, more noise. Luckily this engine has the mass airflow sensor in the throttle body, so anything above the throttle body is changeable. That means the filter housing can be taken out and the intake pipe. So let's start by disconnecting all the old stuff out, and I'm gonna start with the filter housing. So first I'm gonna remove this intake hose. It should be connected here to the throttle cable, but it has disconnected itself, so I don't have to take that. And there's this breather hose for the transmission. I'm gonna loosen that, and then this should just come off right there. Then there's a 10mm bolt there. Let's take it out. There we go. Then to remove the airbox, there is a 7 or 8mm clamp bolt, so I will loosen that. It's a 7mm. There we go. It's now loose. And then I think this airbox can be removed. Well, there's some vacuum lines I need to remove, such as this one. There we go. And this side as well. Now this is loose, and the airbox can be removed. So that was really easy to take the airbox out. But moving on, I need to cut off these zip ties. There we go. And then there's 2 bolts holding this pipe in. There's one, and there's the second one. And underneath the intake pipe there's a resonator, so I need to take that out as well. There's one bolt holding it in. It seems that it has been taken out already, so I don't need to worry about that. So I will yank air pipe off the resonator and then slide it through all these wires here. Oh shit. And there we go. That's the air pipe out. And this resonator can be just pulled out. It's held on by these two rubber tabs underneath. If you don't know what a intake resonator is, there's a lot of good videos about it. But in short, some of the sound waves and air travel through this. It balances the frequencies and some shit. It makes less noise from the intake, basically, and in some cases makes the airflow better. So that's cool. And look at all that space we have right now. All the space have been saved. Well, even more if I tidy up these cables. I was told by plugging all the vacuum lines so the car will run as smoothly as possible and there won't be like idle issues later on. There seems to be only 2 vacuum lines or breather lines that needs to be modified in this mod. And the first one is obviously this line here. I'm gonna add a small filter so any of the bad stuff coming out of inside the engine will be filtered as best as possible. This line went straight to the intake manifold, so this doesn't need to be modified. The second one is on only this little hose here. So I will change this little piece of vacuum line to one of these. Maybe this will do. This is gonna just go over the line. There we go. This will probably be enough, but if you want to make sure, you can put a zip tie on it, but I will trust that little vacuum plug. And here is the new intake pipe. I might have to craft a little heat shield over here to not get all the warm air from the engine to the intake. So I might have to craft one of those, but it's quite close to the original one. It wouldn't go even that further without moving the battery, so I'm quite happy how that came. Here's the new breather filter. I'm gonna put it here. This fully black filter will be really cool looking on the red valve cover. I will push it as far as it goes. There we go. And then tighten the clamp on it. And there we go. That looks cool. I'm gonna take this metal bracket, put it on this bolt underneath next to the relays, and then bend it slightly here and then attach it from about there with some zip ties or something. Let's hammer this from about there. There we go. I'm gonna round the edges so this won't gouge any wires or anything, especially when it's next to some relay boxes and ignition system, so I don't want this to break anything by accident. And once this is rounded up, I'm gonna install it there. So I rounded off all the edges, made that hole a lot bigger so I can fit that bolt next to the relay box here, and then I spray painted it black so it will look a lot better in the engine bay and not rust so easily. Let's install it. So I'm gonna first take the intake out of the way and then put this here. I might have to, hold on, let me show you. So that's the bracket. I'm gonna install the metal piece, but it has these edges that are too high, so I'm gonna cut some of it out so I can fit the metal brackets back in. There we go. And then the last one over here. There we go. Now let's try this again. And much better. Now it fits. Some might call this brutally disfiguring a old car that should belong in a museum. But in my opinion, this is upgrading it. So yeah, that's the bracket now really loosely installed. I will tighten this up in a second. But first, I'm gonna slide the intake to the correct precision. Then I will add a couple of correct sized cable ties. These are resistant to temperatures, high temperatures. These are good for engine bays. So I have these long zip ties. I will add it underneath, then to the intake itself. And then the second one, so it will hold even better. So that's now the intake firmly installed in place with these zip ties. Then I will tighten that bolt. From up here I cannot even see the bracket well, so the matte black on it was really good modification, but these zip ties, I might have to change these to some stainless steel ones or clear ones, but now it will do just fine. I'm gonna take the resonator bracket, that one, out because it's really rusty and looks nasty, so I will take it out. I maybe should have taken it out before attaching the intake, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, that's really rusty bolt. And let's see the bracket. So that makes the engine bay somewhat better looking without this rusty plate. Then cut the ends as close as to the locking mechanism as possible. Then turn these to the other side if possible. These are quite tight. So that's now the intake pipe and the filter replaced. But I mean, this looks a lot cooler, and that's a big deal for a car that looks like this. The colors now match for the painted valve cover. I'm gonna do a video of restoring this paint, so stay tuned for that. There's a lot of videos coming up. For example, the whole exhaust is gonna get changed, all the stuff that's gonna make this car look and feel and sound even more cooler. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. Stay tuned, and here's the sound check. Hope you enjoyed it.
Huh?